Hey gang, Michael Daniels here. Um, I know a lot of people have been complaining with the new Google Plus and how events are gone. I'm actually excited about it. I never really liked events because of all of the invites and notifications and all those things that people just felt like they could just add a whole bunch of circles and add me to it. So my calendar would fill up and notifications would come whether I said yes, no, or maybe. It didn't matter. But rather than complain and all that kind of stuff, I actually think I've come up with a solution. Check this out. Okay, here's my idea, and I put some work into this, so you're going to see this. I have here the home page that you're used to. Now I'm going to go to collection. You see how it's red? Collections is blue, and the word turns blue as well. Then communities. Go to communities, and you see the topics up at the top, the recommended member and yours. You have those areas as well. Well, I have an idea for a different one. And instead of calling it events, I want to call it shows. And let me show you some of my examples of how I think it should be done. Okay, right here you see this section has shows. You can see it right below communities, and it's yellow colored. And if you notice, it has different categories. And you can click on these categories. If you click on one of these categories, let's say business, then it would take you to something like this. If you notice here, once we were in, you can see the recommended business ones, but we also see an arrow there. This arrow could go back to the recommended, so you could see those categories once again. Now let's check out attending. Now, if you notice the attending, this is attending where I have said, yes, I'm going. Okay. And you can see them right here. These would be the two right here that I've picked. Now on to mine, or yours in this case. Okay. Here you see my game show, and that would be mine that I set up, the events that I set up, and this is how I've done it. Okay. Now, just so you know, I had nothing to go off of. This is just the old events and just copy and pasted them. But I have a new way of looking at how the event could be set up in a post. Check this out. Okay, when you go to create your post, this looks just like an average post, normal, etc. And what would happen is you have a big checkbox down at the bottom that says create a show, which basically turns this post into your show. So you would click that checkbox, and then you would see this. Okay, as you can see, this is a little different. You would have where you can add a banner and the title, and then notice the next gray button there. Click which collection or community to add this show to. It would have to go in a collection or in a community. This way it goes to specifically. And I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. It says whose it's from. It is a public, that can all change. That can go away. Actually, I'm just using some of the stuff that they had already in the post. You can put a text in there talking about it with a link to get to there. Or you can, right here, as you can see, this would be an added feature, okay, that you can embed a YouTube video. I go over to YouTube, put the link in, it automatically embeds it right in the post. Now you got your video, you got a banner, you got topic, you got everything you can talk about, and down below you have comments. And you can see down at the bottom, and you can see shares, you can see etc., all that kind of stuff. The other thing is look at the big checkbox down there that says, are you going? This can be a key thing with and here's why. Once you say you are going, this means you've chosen to go to that. This is where it could add it to your calendar. If you choose not to go, there's no invites. You don't invite people. You just create it into a collection. Now, what you can do is next. Check this out. I can now create a Hangout game show collection. So if I click on the game show collection, it'll show all the past game shows as well as when I add one to this, people that want to get notified can click on it and say that they want to get notifications from this collection. Then you can also, the key with that, and those of you that want to add it to an email to make sure that you get an email. Let me show you this trick. Okay, if you notice right here, I have email. These are my notifications. This is under settings. Over here you have settings. And my email notifications I want to get from collections. Share something with a collection you get a notification from. Boom, right there. That sends an email letting me know, or letting people that want to follow my collection, they get an email about my particular thing. Now, once it's there, let me show you another little trick. Now, I haven't ever received a collection email for myself, so it's kind of hard for me to put this in here, but I'm just using this one as an example, and I don't want to divulge anybody else's information. So right here, what you can do, since I have this and I've looked at it, hey, here's the email, here's the date. All I have to do is 12/6 and add that in there. So what I want to do is I want to go to more, create event, and just put in 12/6. There it is at 10 p.m. and voila. There's my event. Here's the information from the email. All the description and everything goes in to there. And I'm good. And I can add a notification. I can set a notification if I want. Like I can have a pop-up or an email to remind me 10 minutes before, whatever. It's really not that difficult. And it's me wanting to do it. It's the same thing as setting my VCR. If I choose to do that, I can do that. Hit save and boom, it adds it to my calendar. And there it is in my calendar on 6, you can see, +word, episode 55. But I will revert back. Obviously, with the post, there would have to be some changes that they would have to make, but there is a solution. Are You Going would have to be added, and maybe utilize your calendar, or maybe just start shows from your calendar. I was told that by someone that I respect very well, which was not really a bad idea. Starting your show from your calendar and creating it that way. Just wanted to throw that out there. Sometimes it's easy to sit there and complain about things, but I like to try and come up with solutions. If you like this, definitely hit a +1 and share this with whoever you can, or if you know somebody, share it. I think it's a pretty cool idea.